How's it going? I got a little something different for you today. I'm going to review the first fixed blade knife that I'm going to intentionally show on my channel. And that is the Joker Campero. Um, it comes in this really well made leather sheath with a dangler that you can remove and just so that it'll ride up higher on your hip. It's got a drain hole, double stitched, some lashing points, and it's just a really well made leather sheath. But here's the knife. It is a full tang knife, olive wood handles. Fit and finish on those are phenomenal. I mean, there's no rough spots anywhere on it. It is Sandvik 14C28N, which is a good stainless steel, good rust protection for use out in the field. I usually use high carbon knives for my fixed blades, but I'll go with stainless steel for a little while. It's got a clip point, but it's a very well done clip point for the kind of uses that I need a knife for. Usually I like a drop point or something of that nature. Full flat grind, which I've been wanting to try out in a fixed blade. I can't remember ever having a full flat grind fixed blade. I've had a lot of sabers, Scandi, things like that. But the fit and finish on this knife is phenomenal. It's got black liners. I don't know if you guys can see that. 3.7 millimeter thick, which you would think is kind of thick, but on this knife it doesn't feel it. It's still very slicey for food prep, meat, to assist in skinning, things like that. Even with that tip, cleaning fish would not be an issue. And I was looking for a knife kind of along the philosophy of something like Kephart would have wanted. I didn't. I could have ordered a Kephart knife, but this just kind of caught my eye. I don't own a Kephart. I intend to at some point, but it's kind of caught my eye. And what it's intended to replace for now is I've been kind of going back and forth between the Moore Garberg for over a year now. Scandi ground, high carbon steel, very popular knife in the bushcraft genre, and this kind of Condor pterosaur. High carbon, composite handle, full tang. Both of those are full tang. This one's a little thinner, and I like that. It's more slicey, and it just works great. But for exploring around, hiking, camping, and I usually have a fixed blade in my backpack when I'm hunting and things like that. Not necessarily for my main skinning knife or anything like that, just because I like to have a fixed blade in my pack to assist in things. Now, a lot of people will say that the flat grind is not suitable for heavy bushcraft use, but that's not really what I use a camp knife for most of the time. It's got a 4.1 inch blade, so you can do some light batoning, and this knife will hold up to that. But I usually use it for, scraping down tinder, light, small batoning, stuff like that for my twig stoves or to get a campfire started. With tinder, just small logs, and mostly just food prep and things of that nature. It's always good to have a reliable fixed blade, and I believe this knife will be. It came very sharp. I whittled with it and just played around like I would at camp with it all afternoon yesterday, and after I got done, I could still shave the hair off my arm without touching it up. So it holds up well. Olive wood is a good, if you're going to go with a wood handle, olive wood's a good one. It's a good choice. I would have probably went with Mark Carter, but my Carter would have took longer to get to me, and I just really thought this olive would look good. So I went with that, and I hadn't used a wood handle knife as my main knife for quite some time. So if you can see that, Joker Campero on one side, and like I said, I believe Campero is camper. And then by Jay Saboteur, which is the knife designer. It did have a leather lanyard on. I took that off. I may add an orange paracord lanyard, just a short one, on here later. But this is just an excellent make knife, guys. For under $100, I paid $77 on Amazon for this knife, and it's just really well done. They've got a few other designs that I'm very interested in for other reasons, and I may get at some point. But this, for the next few months, maybe longer, will definitely be my go-to woodsman knife, my belt knife, and my backup to other knives. And the purpose of, a lot of times when I'm fishing, I'll carry a fillet knife, which I could use this knife to clean fish, and I think it would work just fine for that. Or small game for sure. Sometimes I don't want to even carry a specific skinning knife when I'm just small game hunting, because you don't need it. But with a big game, you end up sharpening your knife more than I like to. This year, for that, I'll be trying out this replaceable blade, outdoor edge, and all you have to do is pop it out as soon as it gets dull and replace it. And they come in little packs, little sealed off packs. So that's what I would carry for a skinning knife. That's what I'm going to carry this year. And there's some other brands out there, Havalon and Gerber Vials. I haven't tried those two yet. I probably will at some point. But even with that, I always have that fixed blade. It's just been a main policy of mine whenever I'm in the wilderness, because even a knife like this that's full flat grind, you can use to chop down much bigger trees, not by hacking like people like to beat on their knives, but by putting it against the grain and batoning it, and you can fall, bigger trees. But you usually shouldn't have to do that unless you're just caught out where you were just expecting a day hike or something like that, and just things go wrong. Most of the time you can break trees, you can break small sticks that are on the ground. You can find stuff to make shelter and beds without having to do that. But this can always assist, and it's just good to have out on the trails. And the way I get off trail. I think you'll probably see some of that in my videos coming up this year. I like to get off trail and do a lot of bushwhacking, exploring, scouting for sign, and some dispersed camping out away from things. And that is a great knife for that. Just around camp, an enjoyable style knife. And if for some reason it fails me, I will make a follow-up video when I decide to switch to something different. I will let you guys know as well how and why, and things of that nature. But that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It'll help me out a lot, and look forward to some more content. I'm hoping in the coming months to upgrade some of my filming equipment, my sound stuff, and get you guys better and better content. There's definitely a camping trip coming up that I think you guys are going to want to follow along. So that's all for now. Have a good one.